I'll never forget the day I found out I was pregnant. It was a Thursday afternoon, and I was sitting on the bathroom floor staring at the little plastic stick in my hand. 2 pink lines. 2 lines that changed everything. My heart was racing and my hands were shaking. I couldn't believe it. This wasn't part of the plan. Not yet. Not now. My boyfriend, Jake, and I had talked about kids, but it was always something for the distant future. Someday, we'd say, not today, not like this. I sat there for what felt like hours trying to process it. How was I going to tell him? What would he say? Would he be angry, scared? Would he even want this? My mind was spinning and I felt like I was about to throw up. Finally, I forced myself to stand up and walk out of the bathroom. Jake was in the kitchen making himself a sandwich like it was just any other day. Meanwhile, my world was turning upside down. "Hey," I said, my voice trembling. He looked up, his brow furrowing when he saw the look on my face. "What's wrong?" he asked, setting the knife down. "You look like you've seen a ghost." I swallowed hard, clutching the test behind my back. I need to tell you something." He wiped his hands on a towel and walked over to me, his expression serious now. "Okay, what is it?" I took a deep breath and held out the pregnancy test. I'm pregnant." For a moment he just stared at me, his eyes wide. Then he looked at the test, then back at me. His face was unreadable and I couldn't tell if he was shocked, scared, or something else entirely. The silence was deafening and I felt like I was about to collapse under the weight of it. Finally he spoke. "Are you sure?" I nodded, tears welling up in my eyes. "I took 3 tests, they're all positive." He didn't say anything for what felt like forever. He just stood there staring at me, his expression completely blank. My heart was pounding and I braced myself for whatever was coming next. Anger, fear, maybe even disappointment. But then he did something I never expected. He dropped to one knee. I blinked at him, completely confused. "What are you doing?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. My breath caught in my throat as he opened it, revealing a beautiful diamond ring. "I was going to wait," he said, his voice shaking. "I had this whole plan, dinner, candles, the whole thing. But this feels right. Marry me, let's do this. Let's be a family." I stared at him, completely stunned. This wasn't the reaction I'd been preparing for, not even close. You're serious?" I asked, my voice trembling. He nodded, his eyes shining with tears. "I've never been more serious about anything in my life. I love you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and our baby." Tears streamed down my face as I realized he meant every word. All the fear and uncertainty I'd been feeling melted away, replaced by a sense of relief and hope. He wasn't just okay with this, he was all in, and that made all the difference. I nodded, unable to speak. He slipped the ring on my finger and then he stood up and pulled me into a tight hug. We stood there for what felt like forever, just holding each other. And for the first time since I saw those 2 pink lines, I felt like maybe, just maybe, everything was going to be okay. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more heartfelt and surprising stories like this one. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to share more with you. Until next time, take care and keep believing in love and happy endings. Love.